Hello everybody, and what is going on? Summer of sickness, and today we have a very exciting episode of Deep Dive. For those of you who don't know what Deep Dive is, because I literally just made this up on the spot last week, it's basically a series where I jump on a call with influencers and fashion YouTubers alike and talk about some of their favorite fits on their Instagram page, just to get a little bit more of an insight into their personal style, have a little bit of a discussion. It's kind of like a pseudo podcast of types. So today I am joined by the one and only Techwear King.
Quite the introduction. How are you doing?
Doing very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, all good, all good. Bit warm today,
Yeah.
but apart from that, it's all right.
I asked Ant to pick his 5 favorite fits on Instagram, and we're going to go through them, have a little discussion, and maybe learn something about techwear, because I personally have no idea apart from the surface level basics. So maybe we can get a little bit more info as well.
Number 1, let's start off kind of relatively normal.
Okay.
So I'm going to hit you with this one.
Okay, going with the all black, got the nice silhouette. Talk us through the pieces.
I think this is what a lot of people picture when you say imagine what techwear looks like.
Yeah.
It's got the kind of very aggressive looking silhouette, especially the cargos, very narrow taper. Acronym prestos, which are techwear starter pack, obligatory. You got lots of layers going on. You got a big hood that's covering your face.
Yeah.
All those kind of techwear hallmarks are all together in this outfit.
Awesome, awesome. So you would say that this is the basic definition of a techwear outfit?
I think it ticks a lot of the boxes, and I think it fulfills what people's expectations are of techwear as well. Because there's a lot of stuff that I think still fits into the category but looks very different, and then kind of leads people to be like, oh, that's not really techwear. But I think something like that, it's kind of hard to debate, I think.
From my point of view, techwear is all about shapes, or when I look at techwear outfits, there's a lot of pointed shapes, if that makes sense. For some reason, I just imagine a lot of triangles. I don't know, that's just what I think of when I think of techwear. It's very pointy, but at the same time, it's got this very utility vibe to it. I imagine there's 20 million pockets in a techwear outfit, but that's just sort of my assumption, I suppose.
No, that's definitely a thing. There's a lot of pockets going on that outfit for sure. Very geometric, I think, and lots of contrast as well. So you have really slim cargos and really tapered stuff, and then combined with very oversized, very voluminous things. Acronym have got loads of trousers that are super wide, and then equally they've got the P10, which is a very similar shape to the Antwon cargos that are in that picture, that are really, really slim. So yeah, it's not one particular silhouette as such, but yeah, it's kind of, as you said, about the idea of playing with different shapes and different angles and stuff as a whole.
Maybe it's just because you've chosen this location in your picture, but again, I think that's a general sort of techwear trope that I've noticed. Some of these looks have a very dystopian kind of feel to it.
Yeah, I think that definitely plays into it. There's a lot of cyberpunk, dystopian kind of references, bit of apocalypse core as well. It's very futuristic based, and a lot of the time when people think about the future, it's all very Blade Runner, dystopian stuff, everything's gone bad, etc. So I think the two just kind of end up being naturally related to each other.
Right, should we move on to your second outfit?
Instead of messing about with the colors too much, because last one is all black, I think people kind of expect all black. But people also expect very winterized, lots of layers, ready for 0 degrees pouring with rain or whatever. So I'm gonna hit you with the opposite of that. See what you think of this one.
Okay, it's techwear, super stripped back. So it's obviously summer type beat. What am I looking at? What's the pieces here?
The Naragi, which is the kind of 3/4 length thing on top. I found that from ASOS 4 years ago or something.
Oh, wow.
I bought it for a costume. I went to MCM with some of my friends and we dressed up as Overwatch characters.
Oh, cool.
So I did Hanzo, and I bought a really cheap thing like that.
Yeah.
To kind of do dress up, and then afterwards I was actually this is kind of cool, I might just wear this.
That's really cool.
Yeah, kind of lucked out getting something kind of decent from somewhere like that. But underneath that, there's a Gorilla Group vest. People call it the meme tank because it's very famous in techwear. It's got the grid at the bottom, and people wear it loads with acronym jackets and stuff, or at least they used to. You can kind of just about see that at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then the shorts are Y3, I think, and the sandals are Y3 also. I kind of feel like Y3 aren't as cool as they used to be, but they've got some interesting things, and I think they do a lot with interesting silhouettes and cool stuff. stuff like that as well.
This is definitely a spin on Techwear in my opinion. I don't know, like, I'm not an expert talking from like an outsider's point of view who doesn't really know much about the subject. It's stripped back and all of that, and I think, I don't know, I'm kind of seeing like a lot of Japanese references, if that makes sense, with the whole like elongated shirt, the sleeves, the sandals and everything. It's got like a Japanese tech feel to it, I suppose is the only way I can describe it from my point of view.
The Naraigi, obviously, absolutely Japanese garment, no escaping that. Guerrilla Group, Taiwanese brand, so yeah, kind of Asian culture related. Y3, of course, collaboration with Japanese designer Yohji Yamamoto. So there's a lot of very obvious Japanese and Asian influence design there. And yeah, I do agree, the kind of like oversized nature of it is, yeah, very much in the kind of East rather than West camp.
Is there a big techwear scene, like in Japan or Korea or anything like that? Or is it more of a Western trend?
Yeah, it seems to be more Western in general.
Okay.
There's some people that I know out in Japan, and there's some retailers in Tokyo that will deal in like secondhand acronym and stuff like that. But I think because in most of those countries it's much warmer, so to get those like properly layered up looks and, you know, wearing loads of Gore-Tex or whatever, it's just not really as appropriate there just because of the seasonality. I guess that lends itself more to kind of colder climate. It is out there, but it's just a little bit different to the acronyms and the other European and US brands.
Awesome. Should we move on to your next one?
Yeah, let's do it. So here's the third one. This is a more recent one, so I took this like 2 months ago or something like that.
Ooh, yeah. So there's a little bit of colour in this one, which I quite like. You've got the purple hits there. Yeah, talk us through this one.
I wanted to do something with like a little bit of colour involved, but in general I am a bit scared of colour, so I didn't want to go too overboard. Purple thing is a Stone Island. It's actually a jacket, but the arms come off because there's zips on them, so you can turn it into a little vest. Quite a few different ways to wear it, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
And underneath that, there's an outlier jacket, which kind of by itself is really plain looking. It's called the Ecstasy in the Rain, but it's really, really nice for just kind of general casual wear. You kind of mix that up with a few other bits that are a bit more kind of maximalist, I suppose. And then together, you've kind of got like a little bit of everything that makes it really cool. The outlier jacket has quite a cool neckline, like the collar is quite nice. That with like the kind of interesting colors and stuff of the Stone Island jacket, you've got like a little bit of everything. You can see there's the meme tank cheekily popping up from the bottom.
Looking at this and looking at the previous outfits, I think Techwear has a lot of layering aspects to it. It's very easy to put like 3-4 pieces on the top end together. They just all work seamlessly. I think this is a really nice look and a really nice general aesthetic. I love the silhouette of these trousers as well, how they just kind of go from like this bagginess at the top and then they just taper down into the nice, I don't know, like a carrot top. I think trousers like that are very aesthetically pleasing to look at. I mean, it's probably, I've got like a halfway bias because I just love baggy clothes in general, but these trousers I really do like.
The layering aspect is definitely something that appeals a lot. I just think it's really cool having multiple things kind of stacked on top of each other. I feel like it's taken quite a lot of time to get it right as well. I feel like I've definitely worn a lot of outfits in the past where I'm like, yeah, I can definitely wear like another layer on top of this, or like, yeah, I'll add a bag, why not? And then you kind of look back and it's like, okay, maybe I went too far with that one.
Also as well, I think that not a lot of other fashion sects really embrace gloves or masks, where in Techwear I see them a lot more frequently, but they fit a lot more seamlessly. And I think that's probably because of the whole industrial, utility, dystopian, it kind of just all makes sense for those accessories to be in a Techwear outfit. Do you want to move on to the next outfit?
The most recent proper outfit. I say proper because my last picture is just pictures of trousers, so.
Oh, I think I saw this on Twitter. That's the Death Stranding jacket, right? Okay, I'm very excited for this one. Talk us through this one.
Being interested in Techwear, I've been like an acronym fan / follower for many years, but the price of all that stuff has always been pretty prohibitive. So I was very excited to actually be able to pick up my first proper acronym jacket, and it happened to be this Death Stranding collab, which is kind of a limited release. It's very different to the other stuff, and those things definitely appealed. I thought the game was pretty cool, so I'm kind of excited to be a part of that, I suppose, in like a cringy sort of way. So I really wanted to do it justice and kind of do something that was interesting with it.
Yeah. No,
especially because of like all those different colors as well, like even black and blue, like a lot of people will stay away from. So then having that, and then this like the cheese pocket in the middle, the American single, yeah, it makes it look kind of very different to anything else that's out there. So I thought, you know what, go the whole way, get some like crazy white trousers on, some big boots, go like, yeah, proper apocalypse core. Got some Oakley jewel breakers on as well. Wanted to go all out basically for this one.
Really like this outfit a lot. Again with the trousers, oh, I don't know, man. I think like my sort of fascination with techwear is that there is no such thing as a bad pair of trousers. Like literally every single pair of techwear trousers I've seen, I can imagine in like a million different outfits where they'd look good. They're very, very versatile. The Death Stranding jacket, I loved Death Stranding. And it's not just like, oh, this is like game merch or anything like that. You can actually tell like, oh, this is an actual piece.
Yeah, like gamer merch obviously has a little bit of a bad rep for being cringy. So I think to take that and then to turn it into a properly produced garment made of high performance stuff, yeah, that was something that definitely appealed.
I love the dangly bits in techwear outfits as well, just as a little side note. Like literally, if there's not like an elongated belt or some kind of strap, then I don't want to know, you get me? Like
yeah, it's obligatory. Straps, pockets, zips, you got to have at least one of them somewhere. I'll tell you what, I'm going to hit you with this one.
Ooh, the Animal Crossing fit. Yes, yes.
This is the Nike Lab ACG Deploy jacket. It's a bit of a controversial choice because this was kind of around the time that Nike Lab, in a lot of people's perception, kind of started going a bit downhill. Like in 2016, they were making like the all black, the Tech Ninja stuff, like exactly what everyone wanted, kind of acronym-esque, but much cheaper.
Okay.
And then they kind of switched it up a bit and started doing stuff more like this, and it was a lot less popular, I feel, and I think the colors had a lot to do with that, but I really like it for that reason. It's just so different to what you would expect from like a technical piece of performance gear, and I just like looking like an ice cream basically.
All the other outfits I would say stick to black, white, navy, and only has like hits of color, whereas this, like you said, like it's just like white and pink, like unapologetically there. So I like the fact that it can go that way. It's not just like one palette of colors, if that makes sense. Like it can reach out into other areas. You can probably wear this just in general, do you know what I mean? Like you can probably take this out of a techwear context and put it in a normal outfit and it will still look like it's meant to be there, kind of. That's what my sort of initial thoughts are.
Definitely nailed it with that, and I think the cut of the jacket as well, it's got a very like wide shape to it.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of techwear styled jackets tend to be quite, either they're like very straight or kind of slim fitting. They have this kind of like bracket shape to them, so like taper back in at the waist. Whereas this basically just goes outwards. It's definitely more kind of retro inspired than a lot of stuff. So yeah, I definitely think you could take this out of the futuristic techwear stuff, put it into some more kind of throwback outfits, a bit more like vintage ACG, and yeah, still have it work pretty well.
I think we touched down on techwear before this call. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really know much about it, but I was very fascinated with the idea. So thank you for lending your services. No, services is it? Expertise is the word I'm looking for. Educating us a little bit more into the subject is very, very much appreciated. Absolutely love these outfits from a fashion point of view as well. I think techwear has got a lot to offer and a lot to teach people just to sort of get out of their comfort zone, you know, try and focus a little bit more on silhouettes, shapes, and just the technical aspects of clothes, really. It's an art form at the end of the day. Yeah, really, really interesting deep dive today. So thank you, Ant.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's been cool, so I really appreciate it.
Is there anything you want to plug while you're on camera? That's all? This is going in July, by the way, so if you've got any future projects.
I don't plan that far ahead. I'm busy thinking about what I'm doing next week. The only thing that I'm gonna plug is the Instagram and the YouTube channel. So if you're interested in techwear, then head on over, I suppose.
And that was today's episode of Sick Fits Deep Dive with Antwon. I just want to give a big massive shout out to my man for jumping on today's episode. Very, very interesting topics and discussions were discussed. All of Ant's information will be in the description down below. Don't worry, this isn't a dox. Let me know in the comment section down below which one of Antwon's outfits was your favorite. What do you think of the whole techwear style? Personally, I am fascinated by it. So leave all them comments and thoughts in the comment section down below. If you like this video, then please give it a like. If you dislike this video, then give it a dislike. If you want to support me and the channel, then press the little subscribe button and that little bell notification if you want to get notified when I upload a new video. video. Thank you guys for watching my videos. You guys are the best, and I'll see you tomorrow. Philip DeFranco wannabe looking at